Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be looking at a couple instances where our Grand Theft Auto Online characters can actually sort of speak and talk. So the other day, I saw a video from my friend Austin, the Saintsfan, and he covered some instances in GTA Online where our characters talk and make noises and, actually use their mouth for speaking, which is something they don't do all that much in online. But I'm going to go a little bit deeper and actually show you guys a couple more examples where you can take a look at your characters actually doing that. And to give you guys some quick background, as I'm sure you guys know, our Grand Theft Auto Online characters are mute. So they don't speak in cutscenes. This has led to some very interesting and awkward encounters with characters that Rockstar have put in the game, like Lamar and Lester and Agent 14 and Avon Hertz and basically all the characters that you run into in game. The cutscenes pretty much involve them doing all the talking, and our characters will just simply nod their heads, or they'll shake their heads, or they'll go, or if they're in a group, they'll look at each other and make funny faces, but never do they speak, except for on a couple of interesting occasions. And again, we'll be taking a look at those in this video today. So our first instance today actually takes us to single player and using the director mode. In director mode, you can actually spawn into a modified version of single player with your online character. And I don't know what it is about director mode, but while you're using it, our Grand Theft Auto Online characters make a lot of noises and sounds, especially when they're falling from incredibly tall places. So what I figured would be fun is now just to sort of show you a montage of our characters jumping and falling from some of the tallest places in the game. And you guys can hear the various noises that they ultimately make.
Meow.
This shit ain't it.
Hello.
Ah!
Wow.
So I know it sounds horrifying, but it was actually really fun to just like throw my character off of the Maze Bank building over and over and over again and hear him make these like screeches and screams. I thought it was hysterical. Maybe I'm just weird, but you guys can let me know in the comments down below. But anyways, let's move over to Grand Theft Auto Online. And more recently with the Diamond Casino and Resort update, something you might not have known is that you can actually get tossed out of the casino. Now, I'm not sure all the ways in which you can get tossed out of the casino. I know one of them is taking photos of the guests that are in there, like the NPCs. If you do that enough, you'll actually get kicked out. The first way that I knew about actually getting kicked out of the casino is if you try and go into the VIP areas without owning a penthouse. There's going to be like these security guards that'll constantly like shove you away. If you do that, I think like 10 times, you'll actually get kicked out of the casino. And what's interesting is while you do that, your character will actually make a couple of interesting sounds. So I was actually doing this with my female character, and if you ended up doing this with a male character, they would make a more manlier sounding like grunt or ugh or whatever that sound is as they get tossed out of the casino. Now, what's interesting is I actually tried this a couple of times, and I noticed that not every time our characters will make this sound. So I don't know what triggers this or causes this to happen. It doesn't seem to be random because like I would almost have it happen like every once or twice or 3 times, but it certainly didn't happen every time. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's another instance where we can actually hear our characters sort of make a grunt and a groan. Another sound that our characters will actually make is they can actually whistle. So one of the contacts that you have in your phone is the Downtown Taxi Cab Company, and you can actually request a cab. Now, in single player, the taxi cabs are actually quite useful because you can use them to fast travel from point A to point B. And GTA Online, not so much. Probably the only thing a taxi cab is useful for is if you're going AFK, but you want to go from point A to point B. That's about like the only thing it will actually help you with. Well, if you call the taxi cab, get inside of it, and then exit, you can actually whistle for a nearby cab, and our players will make a noise. Here is that happening.
What's your destination? Damn. I thought this was going to be a big fair.
So I know what you guys are thinking. Our characters just have a robust vocabulary at this point. They can make screams, grunts, and whistles. That is honestly pretty much it. The only other time our characters will make noises is if you actually leave a Grand Theft Auto Online session. So when you leave the session, your character doesn't just disappear. They're basically taken over by an NPC's body, and they'll sort of just walk off into the distance until they despawn. Well, when that happens, they'll actually make noises like an NPC. Now, they won't actually talk, but again, they will make grunts and groans and whistles if you run them over or knock them over, whatever the case is. So that's something you might not have known about. And really the only other voice, if you can see my air quotes here, that our characters make is supposed to be ours. So if you have your microphone turned on in Grand Theft Auto Online, anytime you make a sound, our characters' mouths will actually open. And I'm guessing the reason Rockstar did this is because they wanted us to feel like the characters were truly ours. And I feel like that's probably the reason why they didn't give them a generic voice, is because they wanted the people who play Grand Theft Auto Online to have an attachment to their character. And if the characters had like these 4 to 5 default voices, it might not feel like you can totally relate to them. Obviously, everyone's voice is going to be totally unique and different, and there's no way that Rockstar could actually mimic that in-game. So that's why I believe they're silent. I also feel like there might be some business things associated with that. I mean, not having to do the voice acting work for all the potential things our characters could say. It probably saves Rockstar a lot of hassle and headache, that's for sure. The only problem with that is the characters don't really have unique mouth movements. So you could be saying like whatever you want and the characters will just like move their mouths up and down like they're saying watermelon, watermelon over and over and over again. So it's not exactly realistic. Maybe that's something that Rockstar will be able to work on in future versions of Grand Theft Auto Online. If you guys have heard recently, the standalone version of GTA Online will be coming to the PS5 and Xbox Series X. So who knows how Rockstar is going to tackle that in the future. But those are just some of the examples where our characters will speak, talk in a way, make grunting, screaming noises in online that you simply might not have known about. And if you're wondering, they are silent in everything else. Like, to even test this, even if you light your character on fire and just sort of stand there, they won't even say anything. They won't scream, they won't shout. So it really does take some unique situations in order for these unique sounds to trigger. But anyways, like I said, that is all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Do you know of any other times and examples where our Grand Theft Auto Online characters will actually speak, make noises, sounds, etc.? Let me know what you guys are thinking in those comments down below. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.